Well, hi there guys, and welcome to another video. So guys, I'm not quite sure what is going to happen in today's video. I made a bit of an impulsive purchase. I'm not quite sure what I'm getting, but you'll get to experience that joy with me. Here is a package recently delivered to me, courtesy of the UPS. I am going to open this with some scissors and show you what I've got. Actually, this appears to be a open with a strippy boy action, so let's forget the scissors for the moment. Right, what we have in here is a packing slip, courtesy of Farnell, advising me that I have a BeagleV-Ahead. BeagleV standing by. A BeagleV-Ahead. Some papyrus, a box. So what do we have here? We have the BeagleV-Ahead, enabling the future of open source. Someone stuck a lot of labels on the front of that just to be sure that I can't really see it. Manufactured in China. BeagleV-Ahead, open hardware, 64-bit, 2 GHz quad-core RISC-V, Alibaba TH1520 single board computer with 4 TOPS AI engine, Xuantie C910 quad core CPU, H264, H265 video enc deck, 3D GPU, more. Okay, there's a lot of words there. What have we got on the side here? Memory 4 gigs LPDDR4 on board, 16 gig eMMC flash with Linux, right? So it comes with something pre-installed. Networking 2.4 GHz, 5 GHz Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.2, gigabit Ethernet, good. Connections, micro HDMI. I knew that, and in fact made sure I could find my micro HDMI cable because that is a rare action. I know it's the same with the Raspberry Pi, but I almost never need to plug a screen into a Raspberry Pi because I just flash what I want, make sure SSH is enabled and power it up, and I'm never doing anything that needs a screen. Other things, let's just open it up. That's what we're all really here for, right? Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any tape sealing the box. Let's open it up. For getting started instructions, please visit BeagleV-Ahead.org/quick. Well, I'm almost definitely not going to succeed at this, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go and actually visit a website and get some instructions. Foam, good bit of foam. Ooh, a cable, very nice. Some sticky stuff, and oh, that is a wireless antenna. I probably won't attach that because those things are fragile as bone, and I have no intention of using wireless with this that I can imagine yet. Actually, I haven't even imagined why I need this at all. I was just like, hey, I like ARM-based single board computers. Why wouldn't I like RISC-V based single board computers? Because as we know, RISC-V as an open standard is the future. Certainly China thinks so. This cable is a oh, it's one of those USB on the go boys. So it's a micro USB plus the high speed bit, and yeah, so that will be ideal because I have a keyboard and mouse here, and no way I'm plugging that keyboard into something with this without one of these. So good job including that in the box. I don't own any of those. That would have been my stumbling block. Right, anti-static bag. Open it up, nice tight action, and let's see, what do we have here? Well, we have silica gel, so nice snack for later. That's good. And yes, here we have it, the BeagleV-Ahead computer. So on the top of the board, we have some sort of I/O action. Oh, my voice recorder just fell on the floor. Some sort of I/O action. We have our gigabit Ethernet, a power connector, various bits and pieces. The back of the board is looking a little bit more exciting though. There's some heavy work going on there. We have our our USB Mercury USB high-speed thinger. We have an SD card, and another USB. Okay, right. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll sit back down, and there are dogs barking in the background. I don't know how well the microphone is picking it up. I'm at home alone today, and they obviously want some attention from me, and they will have it soon enough. Mark me. Right, well, there's no point dilly-dallying. So I have, now I know it has a USB power option. I did check up on that, but given that it's got a separate 5-volt barrel connector for power, I thought the prudent move would be to power it via the dedicated power connector and not use up the USB port for that. So I have a not previously used but bought previously cable here, which is just ordinary USB-A to what I think is the correct barrel connector. They're all much for muchness. Let's just see, does it fit in the hole? It does fit in the hole. This is almost definitely the right cable. And I also have an unopened RAV power. I enjoy the RAV power. This is the 40-watt 4-port RAV power. RAV power, a little more challenging to get than it used to be. Amazon UK at least, has had a falling out, and RAV power are banned from Amazon UK. But if you know what you're looking for in a listing, you can figure out the way that a seller is telling you you're definitely buying one of these without putting any words on there that Amazon finds. Right, so let's plug in the RAV power, and the light has come on. That's a good sign. Let's plug in the screen. There we go. There's our I think I said that earlier that I thought that was a USB connector. Obviously that's not a USB connector, that's a micro HDMI connector. And should we plug the keyboard in? Why not? Let's go all out. So let's plug the USB on the go, gentleman in, and grab our keyboard and plug that in. I'm hoping the pre-installed Linux on here will be good to go. I believe there's also a Ubuntu option, which is probably what I would end up going with, just so that it's familiar with, to me, as familiar to me as my preferred Debian. Right, so monitors connected, keyboards connected, so I guess we just power it and see what happens. One Beagle 5 standing by, coming online. Maybe. Lights, gentlemen, lights! And ladies, and other members of the congregation. And now we see whether or not anything comes on this. Way, 4 penguins, so that's good. Wow, imagine it working first time. What a shocker that would be. We have some grey. I do enjoy a little grey. Lights are flashing, which is good. There's presumably a storage access light that's flashing on there. I assume you can boot this off the micro SD, which is probably my preferred go-to for doing anything else with this. I hope that flashing the embedded MMC is not absolutely laborious, as sometimes it can be. Now, I don't know how fast I'm expecting this to be, how fast I'm expecting to get to something I can do with it. I'm not familiar too much with the performance specifications of this board. I just saw it and thought, well, it's pretty cost effective, and I'm excited by RISC. Well, I guess I'm just going to sit here and watch the screen for a while. Now, while my boy over in that there parallel dimension waits to see whether that graphical session fires up, in this dimension we're going to do something else. I think he'll be waiting a while. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some Lightspeed Pilsner Original Stormtrooper Spacecraft Beer. because apparently there are some channels that incorporate IT topics with craft beer, and why shouldn't I be one of them? So this came as a birthday present from my employer. Thank you, Thudo. And 2 cans and a glass. I took the cans out and refrigerated them because that's the right thing to do. But I can open this back up again now and take the glass out. I probably should also have taken the glass out and run it through the dishwasher, because heaven knows what has happened to this during manufacture, transit, and sitting on my shelf for 2 months. But I didn't, because actually I don't know why I didn't. Right, so here we have a glass. It is branded Original Stormtrooper Spacecraft Beer. Something. What does the package say that I summarily threw on the floor just a moment ago? It says, taste the galaxy, join the core, a classic refreshing lager with a twist, a subtle maltiness with hints of grass and corn is balanced by a gentle bitterness alongside citrus, resin and stone fruit hop aromas from specially imported US hops. Okay, well that's possibly good. Anything else on the can? It's a stuck-on label, which leads me to believe that probably this product is called lots and lots of different things depending on the audience that it's being bought for. What do we have here? Yeah, pretty much the same as what it said on the box. Pant, 1 krona. Well, I'll just be popping over to get my money for the can any time now. Right. Without further ado, let's open it up. Listen for the hiss. Oh. Ah. Ooh. Very good. Let's take the smell. Oh, yes, it smells of all that stuff that apparently it's supposed to smell of. Let's pour it out. Oh, what a froth lord. My bad. But it's okay. We can get through that. Well, it's all head. Head. Well, certainly pouring it also released a bit more smell. It certainly does smell like a typical lager. Don't know whether that had all that other stuff going on. I'm perhaps not a sufficient connoisseur of such things to know. A really major fizz going on in there, which is good. That might be part of why I managed to create an ultra head on the boy. Okay, well, without further ado, let's drink this, because you're not actually even here for this, are you? You're here for the BeagleV standing by. Right, original Stormtrooper Spacecraft Beer, known as many other things I expect, going in. Yes, well, generic lager taste indiscernible from most things. Yes, I don't dislike that. That's fairly ordinary. Anyway, it's entirely possible that my colleague in a parallel dimension has finally gotten bored of realising that graphical session is not going to do anything useful anytime soon, and has continued about his business. So let's pass back to him. Well, through impatience, I did do Control F1 and have got a text prompt, and then if I do an Alt F7, I get back to the X environment. So I don't know whether this is just not going to boot into the graphical environment successfully for some reason, or what, but certainly I've got a text-based prompt, so I guess I should try and log in with that. It says, "To the head, C910 release distro 1.1.2 BeagleV TTY1 BeagleV login. I have no idea. Oh, okay, excellent. Now that, I approve of that. Shipping it root with no password. That is good. That is good. You can't remotely get into a machine with no root password, but you can have the convenience of locally getting in. PS, XFCU, what have we got? It's looking pretty ordinary from a Linux point of view here, the things that I see. Though I can't really see what here is trying to drive that desktop environment that doesn't seem to be loading. I assume it's still not there. However, this is good. Let's just have a look at a couple of things. Let's cat proc CPU info. Okay, well we've got some processor cores there. That's good to know. Let's have a look at mem info. Yes, we've got some memory. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what more there is to say about this box, to be honest, given that I bought it with no expectations and no plan of what I would do with it. I mean, it seems punchy enough to use. I assume it booted to this point fairly rapidly. What more can I say? It's a single board computer. Yocto, okay, interesting. Well, I can get on board with that. Yeah, RISC-V 64 Linux. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll have a play with that probably over the coming weeks, and maybe make a follow-up video once I've figured out what I'm going to do with it. I think the form factor is similar to other Beagle boards. I think the Beagle Black, for example. So I might get a case to put this in for great safety. But yeah, most things that are pretty ordinary and mainstream will build for the RISC-V architecture. So I guess I will have a play around, set it up to do a bunch of things, see what it's good at, what it's not good at. I mean, I have piles and piles of Raspberry Pis kicking about, which I don't ever figure out a use for. So this will probably join the piles of single board computers. That seem like a fantastic idea, but I can't figure out anything to do with them. But maybe just for fun, I will run one of my websites off this or something, just to say that it is, because that's what matters, isn't it? Well guys, thank you very much for watching today's video. I realise it was relatively pointless, but as are most of my videos, and hopefully that makes it interesting and informative. Please do feel free to comment below. Let me know what your favourite single board computers are and what you use them for, and let me know if you can think of anything that I might use my my BeagleV standing by for. Otherwise guys, that's all I've got time for now. I do look forward to seeing you in the next video, but for now, it's, well, goodbye. Boner! Boner! Boner!